guys were literally undodgeable, jumping around like a fucking maniac. Also, I also realized the importance of bow. 1v1ing with the chest and that with the fucking axe. Just camping on a roof or whatever and just shooting them from a safe distance. It's easy game, dude. It's easy game. Nah, that's easy as fuck. The first boss, you took a while to kill him. Was it really me making it so difficult, or was it that boss being full of shit? That's what I'm saying. Like, to me, I feel like maybe it's because of, maybe I have that impression because I didn't know shit about the game at that point. But I feel like that boss was way too difficult compared to the rest of the game that I've played so far. Like, that tutorial boss was stronger than the other boss I had to fight. Easily.
Look behind you.
Chickening out of combat, dude. Like, I'm guessing that, so you have to play the game. You cannot be. Maybe once I'm done with the game, maybe I check some speed runs and see how the super pros play the game. But I could not see how you would 1v1 those in melee. It's just literally not possible. You have to utilize on the bow.
This will be fun. March. Now you see me. Now you don't. A little bit closer.
Very nice. Hmm.
The joke's on you.
There's no way you can 1v1 those. There's just no way, other than maybe abusing some kind of bug about it. But yeah, it's probably gonna be some form of chickening and not actually doing an actual 1v1 against them, but you know, putting themselves in a spot where they're also untargetable or whatever. Yeah, that's how you just play the game. And with the bow is one way, maybe not the only way, but that's one way that works. waiting for the fucking smite, by the way. Very nice.
Now you see me. Now you don't. Just a little bit closer.
What? What, dude? What? Why the fuck would he turn back like that? I found the execute main shaker. Yeah, mate, give me the ring. What elo is it? It's a 5-second timer, dude. Just put the link.
The joke's on you.
Got him! He got baited. The fuck is this? You link the whole fucking... Oh wait, are these all his accounts? Is that what it is? Which one is the main? Wait, 3 of them... Wait, what? Is Talamuska the main? He finished in... Master? What happened? Is that why he changed the name? He was fucking high challenger, dude. He's Diamond 1 now and he finished in what LP? 250 LP Master. That's decent. Is that actually him? Or are you trolling? A French streamer called Marex? Wait, I've seen people mention somebody named Marex. So that was the Execute Shaker guy? But he was high challenger. What happened? So you got 2 other ones Grandmaster now. Oh no, wait, this one finished in Grandmaster 400 LP. Season 9 Challenger, okay. Wait, that's not... Is that even the Shaker account? These are not all Shaker accounts, is it? It is, okay. Shaker, a lot of graves. But okay, you got almost 60% win rate on 300 plus games. You know, it's not bad. So if we are speaking, if we're speaking about elo, is this guy now the best? Is this guy now the best shaker? If we are talking about elo, he's the best shaker now, right? I mean, Chase might be higher, but you know, dude, EU better than NH, so I don't make the rules. But like, considering getting higher elo would be somewhat difficulty on NA than on EOS than on NA. Getting challenger with Shaker on EOS is probably more of an achievement. Not saying NA challenger is not an achievement, don't get me wrong, I'm just saying like server wise speaking, EOS above NA, I'm just saying, dude, I'm just saying. Okay. I think the Korean Shaker was for the most part Grandmaster in Season 10, so... Nice! Why am I level 7? No wait, the better question is why is this guy level 9? Holy shit, wait, what the fuck am I looking at? I love winning middle and bot lanes too. Like, dude, you have a winning bot lane, the game is won. It's free Drakes, it's free game. As long as the solo lanes don't end too hard, especially top lane. If you have a winning bot lane, if you camp bot and make sure they win, and they're not boosted, it's GG. It's GG. Stats say EOS is better than NA. Not even just about stats, it's just generally speaking, like solo queue wise, EOS is just a different fucking world, man. It just is. Like, it's not like I've played on NA, it's not like I have a direct comparison, but I've observed other NA players who played on EOS and who say the same shit. EOS is a notorious server out of all, for many wrong reasons. Not just because it's more competitive, as that's what most people say, but it's difficult also for other reasons. I mean, if it was a competitiveness, that's where I fucking blossom, you know? The momentum, when everybody around me is tryhard, that's where I fucking show my true potential, because that's what fucking gives me the motivation. But when everyone is lackluster about it or has some other goals other than winning and just trolling around, that's why I just don't feel like playing. You see that all the time in my games. When people are non-stop trolling, I don't feel like playing. When my team is actually popping off, I'm like, yeah dude, this is fun. I want to play more games like this. Not just necessarily my teammates popping off and winning, but like also the enemy team also being a challenge and it being genuinely good game. Like a genuinely challenging good game. Not challenging as in, oh, the whole enemy team is target playing me while my whole team is running it down. Not that kind of bullshit that you see all the time. You know? Well, that's basically the kind of games you see a lot of times in EOS. Not saying you wouldn't see that in NA and other servers, but again, dude, if anything, that's what EOS is known for as a server. It's the endless target playing. That's the most typical shit on EOS games in EOS solo queue. Which is why you see all these NA streamers come to EOS and they have such a hard time about it, because like you have the most dedicated trolls on the server. They just wait for those, you know, to target other streamers and troll them for their entertainment or whatever. It's very typical stuff on the server. Like, I don't want to just straight up call it, yeah, more toxicity. Would you call that toxicity? Would you call dedicated trolls queuing up with the sole intention of ruining games? Would you call that toxicity? I feel like there is a better word for that. Not sure what, but I wouldn't necessarily call that toxicity per se. I guess on NA what's more typical is Chinese boosters and stuff. I don't necessarily see those a lot, or at, oh shit, I almost fucking tip my water bottle. Let's open it. I don't necessarily see that kind of players on this server, or not as much, but I guess that's very typical on NA. I guess there's a lot of Chinese boosters and duo funnelers. I mean, there was a lot of funnelers this season as well in EU West. Seems like that stuff is even more typical on NA, if anything. What on US was more typical, again, it's the dedicated target griefers, the kind of groups. It's win trade. It's not win trading individuals. It's win trading groups. It's like communities of trolls. That's what you see on US. You know what I mean? And like I explained why it is that it is this way on EOS, right? I've explained it many times. A lot of it being racially motivated. Like again, I'm sure there's hateful groups etc. on NA as well, and I'm sure that affects even fucking video games and the NA soloQ as well, I'm sure. But things are more mixed up on NA, mostly consisting of, you know, one country being US. But on EU West, dude, again, think about how many countries there are in Europe that play on the server. Not just the countries on Europe, but even around it. Like a lot of people from TR server, Russian server, Northeast server, US Northeast server, EU Northeast server that play on EU West instead, right? Like, how much do you agree with this theory of mine? Let's call it that. Let's call it a theory. How much do you guys agree with this? I talked about this a couple times by now, trying to explain like what I mean with it, with these troll groups that you have on EOS. That's maybe not as common in other servers. How much do you agree with this? What do you call it? Hypothesis, theory. US problem is the ego. It's not. It's more about, like, to me it seems to be more about, it's like a race war in many ways. It just is. Like again, a lot of these groups that you might notice on EU West, if you play in high elo, you like it becomes very obvious the longer you play in these elos, especially in high elo. And a lot of it again, as I said, is just like you have these kind of friends of groups or whatever, group of friends, and you have these people, and they all come like from very one-sided places, right? Which is why they build a group out of that, because they just, yeah, Kochamba did. They come from the same place, they understand each other on the same level. It is racially motivated. But how much do you guys agree with that? That that's what it is, in my opinion. Let alone, like, even when you have on NA, even when you have other different kind of ethnicities and whatever, most of them by default speak English. See, you can't even get that right on EOS in a lot of times, which, I mean, most people try to be respectful about it and whatever, but we're not talking about the majority of players. We're talking about those very specific kind of troll communities on the server, right? And that's very common in the servers, you see, because of those reasons. For being racist, the main reason. Got him. 85% I agree. That's very specific, dude. Clan wars. What clans, what gangs would be playing League on NA, dude? I'm guessing clans and gangs and stuff like that is more common to NA. Are there gangs in Europe? Maybe there is, but probably not as common. It's more of an NA thing, right? But yeah, like that would be the equivalent to it. Like you have gangs in real life in NA, you have on US, you have on in Europe, fucking troll communities in a video game, basically. Like yeah, it's very similar to a kind of gang or clan war, I guess. Where they're like, this is us and this is them, and you know, and their difference being that they live in different countries. That's their difference. Or they speak a different language. Like back then there were tons of forum posts about people telling guys Turkey should have their own servers. They should not play on the EU West, and actually they do have their own servers now. When Riot came up with the TR server, they gave all the Turkish players, or like they let people transfer to Turkey for free at some point, so that all the Turkish players would transfer from US to Turkey. And then there were also posts about, like, that was the time when, like the earlier seasons, that was the time when I spent a lot of times in the forums. People making posts about, guys, here's why all the French people should have their own servers. Guys, the Spanish people, they should have their own servers. Guys, the German players, they should all have their own servers. You know what I mean? Like, name any country, name any community, or they should all have their own separated server. Makes you shake your fucking head, innit? But it is a problem. Like, yeah, if people refuse to fucking work together because of their fucking superficial differences, and you have a big server like EOS with all these different communities, all these different countries expected to show proper team play in a team-based game, like, yeah, that shit's gonna backfire. Of course, it's not gonna work out. Like, yeah, that's a mess. That's what makes EOS so fucking bad. That's what I mean. That would be racist. That's the whole point. It's all about racism. That's the whole point. That's what I'm saying. Which is why it's also fucking mind-breaking to me, dude. Because you know how I stand. You know my stance on racism pisses me off. But again, that's what I mean. Like, while most trolling on NA might be more random and arbitrary and just whatever reason, on EU West, most of the trolling, most of the win trading is racially motivated. It just is, you know? Which is a shame. Like, this guy sees this guy from that country that they don't like, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna make him lose. Most of it is motivated by that fucking bullshit. You know? And it could be as bad as you just having a name in Sade, you know, with the Sade language. Right? It's like, oh, you pick a Greek name, you don't even type in Greek or whatever, you don't even say that you're Greek. But you having a Greek name might be enough for people who might be racist towards Greek people, might be enough for them to troll you, because they would assume that you're Greek, and that just you being Greek is enough to troll you. Or a Turkish name, oh shit, this guy's a Turkish player. Like, Turkish players get flamed a lot on the US still, even so they have their own servers. but a lot of them, a lot of Turkish players transferring, you know, getting challenger in a Turkish server because it's easier to get challenger there, and then transfer to here with the challenger MMR and basically ending a bunch of game. So that's why also a lot of people flame about it, but also because of a lot of racism issues. That's also why. Or they have a Spanish name or a French name, and this person that doesn't like this type or that type or this country or that country or this language, now they have a reason to hate on you, dude. I mean, that's what racism is. That's what works, and that's the whole problem with it. But again, that's it. That's what it boils down to. Most of the trolling in the US comes down to racism. I don't know if you could say the same about the NA trolling. You have trolls in any server, but again, it's what drives them to do what they do. That's the difference. That's what makes EOS so bad with the trolling. Not just more frequent, but generally more bad. Because like, if somebody hates you for who you are, what can you do about that? You know what I mean? Let alone you being born in the country you were born in, or speaking a language you speak in, or got a name that you got, or you look a certain way. I mean, that's who you are. First of all, why would you change that? But something is about that you couldn't even necessarily change it. Not that you should. But you know what I mean? Like, if somebody hates you for having long hair, okay, do you just shave all your hair? No, you don't. But it's superficial bullshit. That's what racism is. So it's not like, oh, this player is trolling you because you entered their game previously or whatever. Is you have that all the time as well. It's that, oh, you speak this language. I don't like you for that. I'm gonna troll you. Okay. Fuck your mom. It pisses me off. The racism pisses me off. But yeah, like, that's always gonna be a problem on EOS. Always. As long as there's racism. But yeah, I guess on that note, it's 11 PM, it's getting late. I'm just gonna stop and go sleep. Okay guys, good stream, good Dark Soul games. Wait, did I only lose one game? Kinda autopiloted these games, but we still won. Oh shit, 3 wins in a row, nice. Nice. First game was a loss. Closing on 3 wins, back to these 3, nice. It's good enough. That is decent enough. More Dark Souls tomorrow, I guess. You are expecting someone being 15 to 18 years old having a rational thinking. That's kind of the issue. It's not even about them being immature. It's just in a way the culture of a lot of European countries out there, not just European countries. It's just the general mindset of, I wouldn't say most people in the world, but a lot of people. It's sad to say, but that's the reality. Racism is still well and alive. You think only immature people are racist? Have you not seen the kind of people that support Trump and whatever, dude? A lot of old racist people out there as well. It has nothing to do with them being young or whatever. I mean, that's who most of these young people probably become that way in the first place, if they grew up in a racist household. Which is a shame, that